Welcome to Eternal Virtues.
Hey guys, Eternal here, and I'm here with the DxD Lore video of Akeno. I know it's been 6 days, and I've been working FedEx in the mornings and, trying to do extra shifts, so I apologize for that. But I'm here now, so let's get into it. Now, with Akeno, it's going to be a little bit more in-depth than it was with Rias Grimmery. With Akeno, it started back when she was little, and she was with her mother and father, and her mother was just a normal human, just a shrine maiden who would clean and keep everything tidy. And then she happened to see a fallen angel injured within her home, and deciding to help him rest and take care of him, instead of saying, "Oh, report him to whoever she would report him to," or say, "Oh my God, it's a fallen angel or some type of creature, I don't know what it is." Tell the tribe leader or village leader, and then they get rid of him. She decided to take him in, nurse him back to health. And at first he was hostile towards her because, him being a devil in a sense, but a fallen angel, he didn't know what she was going to do. But eventually he grew to love and care for her, and they had a child. And, then Akeno came in, and then she was a fallen angel, and she was blessed with Brachio's powers as a fallen angel. And not just a regular fallen angel, but a great fallen angel. He was a general. And so she was already pretty powerful from the jump already. But an incident happened where her mother, I guess the village tribe, found out about her housing not only a fallen angel father, but a fallen angel child. And so the villagers or tribe took it upon themselves to come and eradicate. And then Akeno's mother died protecting her daughter, and then Brachio, her father, came in to kill the killer. But then Akeno was so traumatized by the entire event, by the whole event, that she hated her father, and she never wanted to see him again. And she hated her fallen angel heritage, and she blamed him for everything, saying, "If you weren't here, if you were here from the beginning, mother wouldn't have died." And that really haunted Brachio, her father, and Akeno from that entire event. Her father lost his lover, and then now his daughter wants nothing to do with him. And then that was dramatic in its own right. And then Akeno, while running away, she ran into a younger Rias Grimmery and pleaded with her to turn her into a devil to get rid of her fallen angel heritage. But what happened was, it was kind of like a fusion where now she's a devil and a fallen angel in her base form. She has one wing of a fallen angel wing, and then she has a devil wing. And I thought that was really cool, because in season 2, that's where we get a little bit of Akeno. We start peeling back the layers to her character, and we find out more about her as it goes on. And with Issei, when he got the holy sword from Archangel Michael, that's when Akeno started sharing with Issei about her past and how she is now, and how now that he found out that she's a fallen angel, because Rainier was a fallen angel from the beginning, and she ruined his life and killed him. And she figured, well, once he finds this out, he's gonna hate me with such a passion, the same as Rainier, that he's not gonna want anything to do with me. But ironically, to Akeno's benefit, Issei didn't care about that, because he said, "You're different than Rainier. You're not like Rainier in the slightest. And I don't care about your past or what your heritage is, because you are part of the research club, and I care about you just as much as I do everyone else within the club and within the group." And Akeno couldn't believe it, because it was the first time probably in her life that anyone has accepted her for who she is. I don't even think Rias did. I think in the beginning Rias saw her as a means probably to an end. I wouldn't say that, but she didn't really, and I don't think invested her time into really peeling back Akeno's layers as a person, as a character, to really dive into her and find out who she is inside. And that probably didn't happen until much, much later, with, probably in the start of season 1, that they kind of built that mutual bond as sisters in a sense. But with that, Akeno couldn't believe it. She was crying, she was tearing up, because this is a very sensitive and emotional topic for her. And to have Issei, who's gone through hell, a fallen angel killed him, and he deserves to hate them for what they did to him, but yet he harbors no ill will towards Akeno. And she she just became very emotional at that point, and she couldn't handle it. And that was, she already had kind of a crush on him in the beginning, but it was kind of, she would flirt back and forth, kind of, that's how fallen angels work. But now was like the true quintessential point where her feelings started to go into love, and she started to see why Rias loved Issei so much and what was behind his perverted nature. And so, that was the point where he is conveying his feelings about her and her heritage, and how he only sees her as Akeno. He doesn't care about any of that. It touched her very much, and it hit a nerve with her, and she realized that, now I understand why Rias cares so much about Issei. Now I'm starting to understand the things behind the scenes. And it was too much, and she just ended up falling in love with him, and she didn't care if she was going to be this third choice. All she wanted was to be next to him and to be part of his life. And then it goes on for then. But for that, it was just written in stone after that point. That it was that quintessential point. Well, no, it was actually the second. The first is actually when Issei rescued Rias from Riser in season 1, and she kind of was like, Issei's pretty cool. He saved Rias, and Rias was going through this traumatic event, and she didn't really want to marry Riser, but yet here Issei he tried to sacrifice himself to keep Riser from marrying Rias, and then now in the end he came back and saved her anyway, and defeated Riser, a very high-ranked devil, and a devil family. And so he got her interest there, and then it progressed through the beginning of season 2, and then until that point where Akeno really had a one-on-one talk with Issei and divulged her past. And then from that point, she started to fully love him and want to be a part of his life. In season 3, that all kind of culminated when Issei, quote-unquote, was killed when fighting Loki, with the assistance of the Occult Research Club and the Student Council. And Rias broke down, Akeno broke down, Konako broke down, Kiba broke down, Exnovia broke down, and I forgot the other, Irina broke down. Like, basically the entire Occult Research Club broke down. And it was very emotional, especially for Rias and Akeno, because Akeno couldn't believe it, because I think it hit her just as hard as it did with Rias, but she stayed composed. And she was trying to keep it together while figuring out, okay, Rias is the only one that can wield, Mjolnir. But now he's dead. How are we supposed to defeat Loki if none of us can lift Mjolnir? So she was thinking rationally while she was slowly breaking down emotionally because of Issei's death, while Rias completely just shut down. She was out. So Akeno had to take control as the leader at that point. And since Rias was just done, she was completely broken down. She was out of it. So Akeno had to pick up the pieces and organize everybody and keep on fighting, because that's her title as the queen, is the second in command. So she quickly sprung into action and tried to organize everything, especially in the beginning of season 3 when everyone was training. She took it upon herself to really train when the devil dragon came, when they went to the devil world for the second time. So we get glimpses of Akeno's leadership among so many things, that she's very sensitive. And then towards season 3, we get to see Akeno's father for the first time, and how she was very distant. She didn't want to look at him. She just hated him. You could obviously see it. She hated his entire being. But during the course of everything, we can see her story coming full circle, and how she fully accepted her heritage as a fallen angel, and we get to see her true power, a glimpse of her true power, and of the fallen angel general. And it was powerful. Like, at that point when I saw it, I'm like, she's definitely going to be more powerful than Rias. Definitely more powerful in terms of just raw ability and strength, because Akeno trains her abilities more than Rias, because Rias kind of fights on a team. She doesn't go on the side and train individually her own set of skills and her power. She doesn't really try to enhance it or increase it a lot. But Akeno and the rest try to do that, so they have the edge on her when it comes to one-on-one development and developing their powers all around. But with everything that's been going on, you know, her story comes full circle and she accepts her dad back in her life. She finally, you know, conveys her full feelings to Issei when they went on that date, and it was the first time she actually just wore her hair down, no pun intended. But, you know, it was the first time she actually got to settle down and really just be herself. You know, just not have all this pressure on her, just go on a simple date that she's never been on as a woman, as a lady. And it was a really touching, emotional moment for Issei and Akeno. But, you know, as usual, the Occult Research Club would follow behind them and spy on them, which I wish they didn't do, because it would really give the gravity of the one-on-one interactions between Issei and the girls at the Occult Research Club. It would make it more impactful and more emotional and more genuine, because then it'll be focused just on Issei and whoever girl he goes on a date with then. So it would really when those scenes would come up, it would really show importance to those scenes. It would really give importance. But overall, that's pretty much it for Akeno. Her story comes full circle. She has her rivalries with Rias when it comes to getting Issei's attention, because they both love him equally. I think Akeno probably loves him more, in my humble opinion, just based off of her backstory and everything that's happened. And to me, she has the number one backstory within the Occult Research Club. I think Kiba's probably second in terms of just what we know from him and what he had to go through during season 2. And kind of a snippet in season 1. So he comes in at number 2. I think Kaneko probably has number 3 in that one as well. Just when we learn later on in season 3, and then sort of a snippet in season 4, her backstory and what she had to go through to reach that point in her character to come full circle, and her introduction with her sister. I feel like that was great. That was a great introduction with that, and so she gets number 3. Number 4, I feel like would probably be Rias, then Exnovia. Well, yeah, Exnovia, then Rosvisa, you know, so on and so forth. And more people start to get in within the harem. But in terms of just one-on-one basis and character development and purpose and gravity towards DxD as a whole within the series and the story, I feel like Akeno has the most impact when it comes to the Occult Research Club in general and everything that is involved with it. I know the story's not really centered around her, but it kind of is, because because her story starts way before we get introduced to Issei and the crew and the school. It started since day 1 with that, and it grew. You know, I feel like the creator kind of hinted towards that with, you know, Rainer being a fallen angel and Issei having this traumatic event, which he does carry. And I need to make a video on him next too, also about that also, because Issei is like, it goes into huge depth. That's probably gonna be like an hour video in terms of that, like everything I could cover and jump into. But for Akeno, it was planted the seeds from fallen angel Rainer. You know, Akeno could, you know, personalities contrast, and then leading up to season 1 and 2, and, you know, that kind of paid off, because even though, you know, Issei found out that Akeno was a fallen angel, he still carried that traumatic event from Rainer, but he saw her as her own person, a different person, that she was nowhere near Rainer, and that she had nothing to do with her, and she was her own person, and he didn't hate her not one bit just because she happened to be a fallen angel. And then that was a great moment for both of their characters, and it showed Issei's development from going from that tragic experience, and now it all culminated into that moment between the two, and that was the first emotional interaction. Besides, Akeno would flirt with Issei here and there, but this was like their first genuine interaction, and it grew from there. And it's wonderful to see, and I hope we see more in season 5 of DxD and on. And I hope it's going to be another great season, and hopefully it'll knock it out of the park. In terms of animation, I feel like it should go back to season 1, because I feel like that was the best animation, and I love it. When I go back and watch it, I'm like, man, if the animation goes back to season 1, it'll just be, it'll make it 1,000 times better. I know that they're trying to follow the light novel, and and try to get that kind of, you know, out there into the anime so to get more people to probably view the light novel. But like season 1's animation, oh my god, from Funimation, it killed it. It killed it. Like it rose it, and that's what made it so great in season 1. And it lifted it to, oh, it seems like a good anime, to a great anime. And then the story and the complexity with all the social hierarchy and social statuses. And so it made DxD complete. All it needed to do was add everything else into it, but keep the animation, and then it would have just been great. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. Hex Competitive thinks the same way, and he's an awesome DxD channel. He covers DxD so well. And so if you guys want more DxD content, go to Nerd Info and Hex Competitive. Those guys cover it, and they have great content for you guys. But anyways, guys, I hope that you guys enjoy Akeno's lore and backstory. More to come this weekend or next week, so keep your eyes out for that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. And I hope the guys see you in the next video. Eternal out.